A few days ago, MyArcade revealed their Pac-Man Mighty Player being released in 2025, just in time for the 45th anniversary of Pac-Man. But from the newest images released today on social media, a Mighty Player isn't all they have in store to celebrate our favorite Dot Muncher's 45th birthday. We'll take a first look at the new handheld Pac-Man 45th Anniversary Pocket Player Max right after this. This video brought to you in part by Embraceware. Learn more about the ultimate game guide just ahead. Hey there, welcome back to GenXGrownUp. I'm John, and I am a GenXGrownUp. Thank you for taking the time to click on this video. With 2025 marking 4.5 decades of Pac-Man, it's no surprise that Bandai Namco and their partners are pushing some new, refreshed products into the market. And with the new images dropped on social media today, MyArcade is adding to their pack roster, and this one looks like a winner. Now, these images are all extreme low angle. I'm not giving a full view in one go, but as we step through them, I think you can put it together in your mind. Now, this first one is a view of the top right side of the handheld. Now, very fuzzy. In the distance, you can make out that 45th anniversary logo, better view of that later. You can see very clearly in the front the 1-player, 2-player buttons, so confirming that multiplayer, kind of, I'm sure swapping back and forth between 2 players is going to be possible on some games. You can also see those A-B buttons, and that's not because you need buttons for Pac-Man, but one of them will be start probably and credit, but because we've learned from the Mighty Player, we can expect more than just Pac-Man here. We saw Pac-Man, Super Pac-Man, and also Pac-Panic or Pac-Attack, depending on what flavor you like, and we can only hope more in the series to be featured both on the tabletop Mighty Player as well as this Pocket Player Max. Now, moving on to the left side of the unit, here you get a good view of the D-pad with a raised cross. Now, this is different than previous Pocket Players, and in fact, a raised circular D-pad is my favorite type. It's kind of the best of both worlds between a pure circular and a cross type D-pad. And in fact, on my Xbox Elite controller, that's the version I use. They give you 2 or 3, and I actually like that one best. And I like that MyArcade is using that now for their Max line of Pocket Players. You can also see a speaker grill visible here, so front-firing audio should be nice and clear. Moving on to the next image, kind of from the lower right edge, is that another speaker grill? Now, Pac-Man's not stereo, but it's possible that there are other Pac games that are. What Pac-Man game would need stereo? Maybe some console title? I don't know, you tell me. Some of you that played Pac-Man on consoles, was there one that took advantage of stereo? Maybe one of the later ones? I don't know. Also, a little better look at that 45th anniversary logo is visible here, and I'm pretty sure, though it's blurry, that's Super Pac-Man on the screen. So once again, confirming Super Pac-Man probably part of this series, and that is a win as far as I'm concerned. The Ultimate Game Guide app for NES has been updated to include Super NES. The app is now free to try with a sampling of content and a purchase option to unlock the full library for each system. Manage both your NES and your Super NES collections in a single app. The entire libraries of both systems are covered with reviews, screenshots, cart images, box art, and information such as genre, publisher, release date, estimated price, and more. Also features tips, codes, passwords, Game Genie codes, and magazine print ads. Sync your collection with a free cloud account and view the estimated value. Available now at embraceware.com/GenX. Moving right into the next image, this is from the right side, kind of edge on. Now here you can get a very clear look at that logo for the 45th anniversary. Also see that 45th anniversary graffiti design serves as a screen bezel. Now, as I predicted with the Mighty Player, that design is proving to be quite divisive. More on that in a second when we get a better look. And also, there's a very blurry game featured here on the screen. I can't make it out with that much distortion, but can you identify it? If you can, let me know in the comments. We can add to the list of, hopefully, pseudo-confirmed games. This next image is a top left view. Now, this is another shot of the D-pad. And I think you can kind of get a feel for how deep the throw is on the angles from the depth you can see there around the D-pad. It looks fine, looks better than previous Pocket Players to my eye. And there's another game on the screen. Now, from the color scheme, I want to say Pac-Land, but it might be upside down because it looks like the sky is at the bottom of the screen and then the ground at the top, or maybe it's something else. I don't know, you tell me, but it looks like Pac-Land, at least in overall design, kind of blurry. And also, I didn't mention it until now, but at first glance, I thought the body of this Pocket Player Max was a very glossy black. But here, and looking back through the images again, I think it's fairly clear that it's actually a deep gold color, which is a fantastic color for the 45th anniversary of Pac-Man. I didn't notice it at first, but I think that it's almost like a rich, like a bar of gold, not like a bright yellow gold. I like it. I like it. Next image, kind of a higher angle of the bottom right. Again, you can see that gold body color. I think it really is evident here, and I think it looks great. I can see Pac-Man, the original Pac-Man, on screen, and now, unlike what we saw in the Mighty Player, it looks like the extra lives are below the maze as they should be. So, questions. Is this the real arcade ROM? Is this the ROM used in the joystick player? Are there different versions of the game in the one unit? Are we going to get NES ports and arcade ROM and different things all together in one unit? Now, as a collection, that would be quite a boon. I don't know the logistics of licensing for that would be, but there's some dissonance between the two, so who knows? Anyway, also, speaking of the graffiti bezel, now that we're here, so since the other day, I've confirmed that this bezel, this artwork, is in fact the official art style BNEI has created for the 45th anniversary celebration. So, I guess we'd better get used to it, or get used to hating it, one way or the other. Okay, last image, not much different here. This is a close-up of the buttons. Typical looking Pocket Player-y kind of buttons with the translucent tops showing a letter printed on the bottom or below it. Sadly, looks like the screen is off here, so no more game to identify, but that's plenty. That's a lot. Now, I had some criticisms of what was shown for the tabletop Mighty Player the other day. But from what I'm seeing of this handheld, I have 3 thoughts. Number 1, this looks like a great package and presentation, and if it performs, then a worthy way to celebrate Pac-Man's 45th. Number 2, maybe what we saw of the Mighty Player was still preliminary, and there's still hope for that one to see improvements before release. And number 3, we'll get to see a lot more of all of these new gaming devices at CES next week, and I will be there at the My Arcade booth during the show, sharing what I see with you right here on GenXGrownUp. Meanwhile, some links here and here to some other CES 2025 releases that we've taken a look at. I certainly hope you found something to enjoy in this video. Can't wait to talk to you again next time. Bye-bye.